are my literal last recorded words. You're listening to Bug and Moss in the morning.
Whoa! From underneath the skittering studios, underneath your favorite rock, you're tuning in to the Bug and Moss Morning Show. My name is Moss.
My name is Bug.
It is 7 o'clock on the dot, May 18th, 2026.
I was just so deeply confused because I had not switched my audio, and so I thought you were just dry opening the show, no music, Jordan.
You didn't hear any of that?
Nope.
Oh, no. Bug missed Jordan's literal last recorded words.
Wow.
That's rough.
That's hard to hear.
That's rough stuff. Yeah, it's not ever what you want to hear. Good morning.
Good morning.
I love you, Bug.
I love you, Moss.
We're back. We're here. We're hanging out. We're back in Kentucky.
We're better than ever, many would say.
Yeah, many would say. Witnessing matrimony changes a person.
Yeah, it makes you stronger.
I love love. Being adjacent to the glorious bewedment of close friends is delightful. We had a great time at the wedding.
And no one was closer than me marrying them.
Yes, Brooke officiated her first wedding over this weekend, which is very fun.
Yeah,
Brooke,
it was a blast.
AJ may be an ordained minister and notary public. Brooke is also an ordained minister.
I am not a notary public.
No. You can't notarize. You could probably notarize stuff, though, like if you wanted.
Well, no.
You could talk to AJ about it.
Yeah, you have to do a different thing for that.
You mean like a certification?
Yeah, and it's like, you can just be ordained and nobody cares, but to be a notary, you have to like renew it like every year or something.
Oh, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what it all entails, TBH.
Yeah.
Good morning to Coyote Astronaut, Colin M. Parker, Sid the Kingmaker, and Emily and Jordan. Coyote Astronaut asked if we released the guy from The Bean to punish Anish Kapoor during the reception.
I gotta be honest, Chicago's really a big city.
It's really big.
And we were nowhere near that, and we weren't getting anywhere near it.
I saw a picture of The Bean in Chicago.
Yeah, our Airbnb had a picture of it.
But that's the closest I got to The Bean.
We just really weren't anywhere near downtown Chicago.
We talked about the Bean guy, though. We had him in our thoughts.
Yeah, kind of.
Jordan says, I'll notarize your butt, Moss. Thanks, Jordan.
That's really nice.
That's really nice. Not many people offer to do that.
Yeah, it's sweet.
One of the ways you can show up for your friends, notarize their butts. I don't have too much prepped, Bug. We got a big filled up voicemail hanging out in here that we can unleash some stuff from.
Yeah, I'm also really counting on the voicemail. I have some news should we need it, but if we're being totally real, we got back at like 10 last night, and so we did some sleeping.
We slept so hard, though. Oh, my God, I feel so good.
Dude, yeah.
Although I do look over and I can see on your screen, Bug, that on your like little notes thing, you just have a single bullet point that says capital C.
Well, I thought about typing something, and I didn't realize the show was starting because I couldn't hear the intro, and who knows what I was typing. So then you were just like, I thought dry running saying, whoa. And I was like, okay.
That's so funny. So your little C note will remain a mystery. Yeah. I may have a people also ask. We'll see if we roll around to that. Colin says, all hail Bean. Sid the Kingmaker says the Bean could sense your presence.
Yeah.
Hopefully we did psychically connect with the Bean. Much like we can psychically connect with our voicemail.
That's right.
848-MOSS-BUG is the number to call. Leave us a message, send us a text. This comes to us from our friend Ty.
Hey, Bug and Moss. In a recent episode, you guys were talking about birds and what bird is the friendliest bird. And you debated about several options, and I don't know that I have strong feelings about this. I have a few feelings, like, for example, blue jays are definitely not the friendliest bird. And then you got to one. But I did have an opinion on. You said that emus were categorically not a friendly bird. And hey, guys, the friendliest individual bird I have personally ever met was indeed an emu.
No shit.
His name is Darwin. He was really cute, like cuddles. Had to be separated from another bird because he wanted to be friends, and the other bird only wanted to kill.
Now,
so yeah, emus. I'm sure they fought a war with Australia. I get that. There's some heat there, but but individual emus can be real sweethearts. Ostriches tried to steal a watch from me once, so fuck them. All right.
Wow.
Bye.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Thank you for calling in, Ty. We had a bird incident over the weekend. I don't want to forget that happened to Bug as well.
Yeah, we did.
I feel like emus they don't have a reputation for being friendly. And I kind of think you acknowledged that, Ty, and that the other one only wanted to kill.
Yeah, and I will say that I believe it came up because I'm pretty sure, Moss, you were like, I think emus might be the nicest bird. And I was like, I don't fucking think so.
Yeah, that was me. I was wrong. I felt like I was wrong.
But I don't know. Coming from Ty and his personal anecdotal experience, I think you may have both just met like some pretty chill emus. I feel like emus are like camels.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They have a similar vibe.
Like, I would like to know an emu and be their buddy, but I don't expect that to happen.
Emus have like a dusty vibe, a dusty sort of dangerous vibe to them. I want to ride one so bad. If I could have a mount, if I could be like a knight, a cavalrous knight, a cavernous cavalrous knight, a lot of space inside of me for activities. If I could be a knight, I'd want to ride in on an emu.
Yeah.
I think it would be badass. Those like two legs, like plop, 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 plop.
I can really
tiny
see you on a bird.
Yeah.
Like, I can really see you on a bird.
Me on a bird, really long, like old-fashioned musket rifle.
Yeah.
That's me. That's what I want to be. I wish I could draw that.
Birds, we've done this. I don't remember. They got ears.
Yeah, they have tympanic membranes.
Okay, so what do you do if you're on a bird
Yeah.
and you're going to be shooting a big old musket? Do you put little over-ear headphones on it?
That's a great question. I'm not sure.
Well,
Probably.
if you know, give us a call.
Certainly wouldn't be earplugs. Bug, you had a bird encounter over the week. Well, actually, really quickly, checking in with chat. Jordan says, if left to their own devices and emotions, from the time they're born, emus would destroy the earth from the inside out. French Alexander is here. Good morning, Alex. Emily said there's a reason Australia went to war with the emus. Jordan said, exactly. They crave blood. They require death. And Sid says, these birds, they've got ears.
They've got ears.
Bug, you had a bird encounter over the weekend.
I did. So it was made particularly interesting.
It was surreal.
Yeah, we were staying in Evanston, Illinois, which had a really cute downtown. We had this gorgeous Airbnb, and it was all lovely. And Mason and I woke up at 7 a.m. after being out all night, and everyone else was sleeping. So we thought, well, let's go on a little adventure.
Yeah,
let's go find a bagel in this town.
The show has broken me. I now wake up at like 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the point.
Disappointed.
The show has worked as intended. So we go out and we're vibing. We've eaten a great bagel. We're just kind of walking around. Beautiful day.
Beautiful.
And this guy is walking at us and he's yelling.
Yeah.
So this is important to the story. He's yelling.
Yeah. One of those guys that's just yelling into space in general. He wasn't like yelling at us directly, although.
Well, let's break off a piece of what he did specifically say to you.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, so this guy's yelling, hollering, like pointing around and yelling at stuff as he's walking. Locks eyes with us as he starts to cross the street, and he looks at me and he goes, "What's the deal with you? You're too old. You gave up on God. God gave up on you." And I was like, too old?
And I'd like to point out, rich coming from this guy. Rich. If anyone was too old, that was crazy to say.
This guy was quite old, but it was bizarre. It was just bizarre to be told, like, what's your deal? You're too old. God gave up on you. I was like, wow, man.
And so as this guy's like, God gave up on you, we're crossing the crosswalk towards him. Something hits me hard from the sky, and it's a piece of pizza.
It's a pizza.
And I was so confused. There was so much going on, and I had been hit.
At the same time, so this guy's yelling at us, "You're too old, God gave up on you," wham, and then flap, flap, flutter as these two starlings sort of like flip-flop through the air in front of us that obviously had lost control of this slice of pizza. And actually thinking back to it now, I'm wondering if there was two starlings.
You think they were team carrying this pizza piece?
I think they tried to, and like those fighter jets yesterday, I think they kind of locked wings and sort of lost it.
Yeah, so I'm seeing Emily describe in the chat a bird dropped food on you. No, I was pizza bombed by a bird.
The pizza came in with the trajectory of a torpedo.
It was so... It didn't hurt me. I'm not saying that like I am in any way in pain, but the force with which the pizza hit me was so shocking.
It was like a person had thrown it at you.
And I knew that it had come from the sky, so that didn't make sense, but I had been hit. I'd been struck. I was pizza bombed. There was sauce on me.
You absolutely got sauced. Get absolutely sauced, said the starling to the bug.
Yeah.
And the bug said what?
Yeah, the bug said what?
Leonard in the chat says, I think it sounds more like Bug survives a smiting from the god that abandoned Mason.
Yeah, the truth is I don't fucking care about that god. And so he said, take this. And I was like, the pizza slice?
God gives his strongest birdies his biggest pizzas.
I was mostly concerned because it was not a full slice of pizza. It was like a eaten around chunk, but it was like pretty sizable. And it had a pepperoni on it. They needed to come back.
They did.
It was a good bird slice.
Big slice. Good big slice of pizza.
For a bird?
One
Huge.
of those square cut ones, where it's like a quarter of the pizza. Yeah, man. Emily says, that happened to my friend in high school. He was walking to school when a seagull just dropped a bag of food it stole from somewhere. There was like chips and soda in it.
That's crazy.
Seagulls are particularly fucking
That's
crazy.
like Operation Dumbo Drop. That bird was like, I got you.
Yeah, that is completely awesome. Sid said it wasn't deep dish, was it?
No, it was not deep dish.
That it would make sense, though. Colin says, can I be pizza bombed in a city with better pizza? Shots fired. Chicago. You hear that?
Oh, man. I love Chicago pizza.
Colin ain't here for the deep dish.
Nah, it's good.
Jordan says, so not small bird carry this slice, this big bird size slice?
Big bird size slice.
Oh, man. Amazing. Getting bombed by a bird, getting interacted with, when a bird has selected you for the interaction, that's a special feeling.
I don't think that bird selected me for anything. I think that bird was, I'm just imagining its life. Now I'm sure that those two birds were trying to carry this slice of pizza together.
I think so too. And starlings are one of my favorite birds. I love a starling.
Yeah.
They're smart. They're strong. They could figure this out. I think they could do it.
I like to think they did. Again, it's just, I imagine they were waiting for, I don't know, God's prophet to finish crossing the street before they got back in there. But I really hope they got that pizza.
I wonder if the bird is actually linked to that guy. And like Jordan just said, Brooke, you might have been selected. I wonder if that guy was walking around and what we thought was like vaguely religious babble was actually him communicating like with this bird squad.
Yeah, he was just speaking their language.
Yeah, he was speaking sort of in code or whatever. Like, who do the birds want to
maybe
choose?
It was a code. And when he's like, you're too old, God has abandoned you, they're like, bombs away, drop, payload.
And then I sort of stepped back, and then the pizza came flying down. Yeah,
I was either maybe like it was meant for you, or it was meant for me all along. Maybe I was selected.
I think I was too old, and then he turned and looked at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then boom.
As someone who's 2 months younger.
Exactly. It makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
There's lots of things I can't wait to tell you until you're my age.
I can't wait to hear them.
Coyote Astronaut says, couple starlings out here getting activated like the Winter Soldier. Yes.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
Let's turn our heads and pinch our noses and dunk our faces beneath the surface once more of the voicemail inbox. The water is warm and thicker than it ought to be at 848-MOSS-BUG, 848-667-7284, 848-MOSSBUG. Call or text. This is from Colin Parker, Pod Boss.
Good morning, Bug and Moss. I just got done listening to your episode on May the 14th live on twitch.tv/Bug and Moss.
Nice.
YouTube.com/@BugandMossTV.
Hell yeah. Colin with the
Love
plug.
that. Thanks for the /@YouTube. Very good feature. Anyway, I just listened to this episode, and let me tell you, that episode was just a whole lot of Moss saying sentences. A lot of them were challenging.
That was the movie heavy one.
I was listening to this lake house description.
Yeah.
And it was killing me inside. Hence the text message that I sent. But I figured I should explain a little bit of what it was like to talk to my dad about movies. Because, obviously he knew Star Wars. We talked a lot about that. you loved Indiana Jones. We talked a lot about that. But then outside of, I guess, the Harrison Ford world, basically, I would get text messages or phone calls, or if I was home for the holidays or something like that, my dad would just be like, hey, I got a question for you. And I'd be like, yeah, what's up? And he'd be like, I'm going to now, word for word, give you an exact sentence he wanted to ask me, which was, what was the movie that had that guy who is in the other movie with the other dude?
Well,
it's on tip of my tongue.
Yeah, that's a very...
I cannot express to you how unbelievably unhelpful that question is.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, let's break that down because none of that gave me anything. And it would be a lot of like, okay, what does he look like? Or what else has he been in? And you would get like a lot of like, I think he was once in a movie where like there was like maybe a guy who was on a phone who kept having to call someone.
I feel like I experienced the world the same way.
And
yeah.
these things like that, like he would just go on and on and on. And the amount of time that like after what was probably 20 minutes of this, I would just kind of be like, Jeff Bridges? You know, like it would take us forever to be like, yes, that's the one. Anyway, he was in a movie with this guy, and they're like, oh my God, it's not over.
And we're still going.
Every time that you thought you were done, it would just rope you right back in. Anyway, I was getting a lot of flashbacks to that, so I guess thank you. I don't know. Love the show. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in, Colin. Yeah, that episode that we did recently had a lot of movie guessing in it.
It did.
And I was not equipped for any of it.
I love everything about that. My mom is very similar when it comes to movies. She does this thing where she's like, I want to watch a movie. It will begin before the burned in credits have finished rolling. She will be asleep. I will hear her snoring. And then later, she'll like wake up right before it ends and then be like, knew that was going to happen. And then later, she'll be like, I've seen that. And I'll go, really? What happens in it?
This is a behavior that is a classic parent behavior that as a kid is entirely, completely inscrutable. You're like, how can you fall asleep like sitting there? We just decided to do something.
Yeah.
I understand that now. This year, turning 32, I get it. That's pretty much how I feel about watching anything now. I'm like, yeah, let's put something on so I can fall asleep to the first 5, wake up to the last 5, connect the dots in my sleep brain. Bing, bang, boom, I'm good.
I used to have this friend who legit would go to movies to sleep.
That's psychotic.
No, listen.
That costs money.
Listen. She had money. It was fine. She would get all ready and she would wear her comfiest clothes and she would wear like her little slippers and she would just be like, I'm about to have the best nap. I really need this. And she would just go to the movies and just conk.
Your friend needs a better mattress.
Yeah, probably.
Or something. Because that can't... I mean, movie theater chairs are pretty comfortable.
Especially nowadays. They like recline entirely horizontally.
I mean, I was going to say, like, how does the cashier, like, how do you feel? I would have a hard time doing that, like rocking up to a movie theater in my like footy pajamas and bunny ears and like my little like sleep cap.
Oh, well, you've got your sleep cap and your candle and it's a fire hazard.
Bunny ears, I realized I just said apparently. What I meant was the long hat that comes down.
Yeah.
You know, dressed up in my nightcap and my slippers. I can't imagine rocking up to a movie theater like that. But then I just remembered that usually the person behind the counter is like a 15-year-old who is bored out of their mind and just wants to go back to like watching Subway Surfer TikToks.
Literally no one cares what you do.
Literally nobody cares.
Like the only thing I want from you is for you to not be talking.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess rocking up to sleep in a movie theater is one of the least disruptive things you can do. Yeah. Atticus says rolling up like Ebenezer Scrooge.
Hell yeah.
Which is what I'm always trying to be serving. Jordan says parents have weird movie behaviors and they're all sort of the same. My dad loves to do 2 things. 1, take mid-movie guesses about how the movie will end. Most of the time he's right. So he does in real-time spoilers. And 2, if he likes a movie, he needs to watch it 10 times in a row.
So I am Jordan's dad.
Really?
This is the kind of father that I am. I am like incapable of not saying what I think is going to happen. I need one other person to know that I was right. I need one other person to understand that I am predicting this. I have called it. I know how this movie is going to go.
You are a caller outer of the future happenings of a movie.
Yeah.
It's very fun when the rare occasion, a special treat for me, it's like a film buffering in real life. We're watching something I know of that you haven't seen yet, because then it's fun for me because I get to hear your guesses about how it's going to go.
Oh, yeah.
That happened with the Adventure Zone podcast, which
I was weirdly right pretty early.
Brooke called a lot of shit from the balance arc, and it was really hard to keep my mouth shut. If you know that arc, you know, including like umbrella stuff, and that was pretty crazy. I remember you like looking at me and telling this theory, and I had to use every muscle in my face to not react.
I want to also say, like, the reason that I could guess those things, I didn't guess them like, this is exactly what happens.
You were pretty close with a couple things about it.
But the reason I could guess them is because I'm usually guessing, unless it's a movie that I just am not liking and I'm like, this is super predictable. I'm usually like, as a writer, there are like a few really cool ways I can picture this going. And this is the vibe of that cool way I can picture this going.
That makes sense.
That's usually where I'm coming at it from. So like, I don't think it means something is predictable. I think it's like, especially with collaborative storytelling, you're like, this is an adventure. This is like a party for everyone, and you want it to be really exciting. And I write very sort of like the story is building as it goes. So when a story is sort of like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I usually build my stories by going back and realizing, oh, I've created a situation in which I can weave in a really cool Easter egg.
And that's exactly how something like the Adventure Zone unfolded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a D&D campaign. In the chat, a couple things. Sid says, not you only mentioning umbrella stuff and me genuinely getting emotional at 7:20 a.m.
Literally.
I know. Same.
Umbrella stuff is a trigger word. It's just like sobbing.
What a good arc. We have to finish Amnesty soon and keep on rolling forward. Can't wait for you to hear Steeplechase. Really like that. Coyote Astronaut described a behavior that I would like to adopt. This is let me place this behavior in the behavior buffet for anyone to select from to build your, I don't know, this metaphor is getting weird. Coyote Astronaut said that when it comes to movie predictions, what Coyote does is writes them down and puts them on the table or passes them to someone in a semi-dramatic way.
Yeah.
Which is very funny. You imagine like sitting down watching, I don't know, Speed, and like your friend like looks at you with a very serious like expression on their face and hands you a tiny slip of paper, and you take it and open it and it says they're going to stop the bus or something.
I love that. I think that's such a great, I think the drama should be higher. And I love how often do you get to write something on a piece of paper and slide it over? Like,
yeah, those mentalist magicians get all the fucking fun when it comes to slipping pieces of paper that surprise people. Mentalist magicians and HR managers.
Yeah, it's not fair that, there's a couple different ways the surprise can go, right?
Yeah, and I actually have a bigger, broader question that follow this. Don't let me forget it.
Okay. You remember it? You got it in there?
Put a bee in my bonnet or a pin in my hair or a string on my finger.
You keep that there. And you can either write a number on a piece of paper and slide it over like eyebrow raise, and someone can go, oh. Or more likely, you're hiring someone and you write a number on a piece of paper and you slide it over and they're like, really? Starting? Like for this position? Okay, I guess. I really need a job.
Well, that kind of feeds the question I have, which is, what profession? Did you hear my lips on that? Yeah. What profession do you think enables you to have the most highest frequency of those moments in which you hand someone a piece of paper and like surprise them? What job or line of work do you get to hand people surprising papers the most?
Ooh.
I feel like there's good answers to this.
My immediate thought is like if you work at a children's theater.
Okay.
I feel like it's way more likely that that's happening a lot if you're doing some kind of like fairy tale based improv where you're like passing pieces of paper and like going off of things, or you're like playing some kind of charade thing in front of the kids.
I suppose that feels, because of its theatrical environment, feels like feels like a hack to the answer to the question.
Okay, so then mentalism also wouldn't count.
No.
So we're going.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that wouldn't count. Coyote Astronaut said, here's a great example: bank robber.
That's good.
Every note's a surprise.
Yeah, that's good.
Every note you give is a surprise.
I would say the job where you're most likely to pass things back and forth that are paper. You sell movie tickets.
But no one's going to be surprised. Well, unless you're really bad at that job and someone's like, I'd like 2 tickets for the new Scream movie. And you hand them like, I don't know, Oppenheimer tickets, or you hand them like a cream cheese wrapper. You could surprise people because you're handing them paper, but usually you're giving them what they ordered.
Okay, so the surprise is inherent.
So I feel like answers that would not be good but would fit the spirit would be like doctor. They certainly give people, like here's,
They don't usually pass and it's like cancer. Like that's not usually how they tell you.
Well, sometimes they do that with the billing. And then there's also, that's true. They do.
Yeah, I mean, the doctors don't directly, but yeah.
And then there's like, I guess HR, but if you're getting paper from HR and it's a surprise, you're the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, Dale, you're the problem. Yeah, man, I don't know. I actually think Coyote Astronaut kind of got it in one because I can't think of anything that's going to be funnier than bank robber.
Yeah, bank robber pretty much hits.
Coyote Astronaut, you win a point. We need to have like a point system or some kind of prize thing going on. I don't know what that's for yet, but just hold on to that for a bit, Coyote. You have a point.
We need to have a leaderboard where people get points, but it's one of those shoe organizers they use in preschools, and you have like little cards and stuff in them for each student. And we can use that for you guys. It's like in the background. And if you're in trouble, you get like a yellow card. And then what are you doing?
Dodging your hand on the screen.
If you're in trouble, you get like a yellow card, and then we're all waiting. Like, are they going to get a red? And then we can put like gold stars out.
I think we should kindergartenify everything. Some people might say it feels like you're being talked down to or whatever, but I liked when everything was labeled.
Yeah.
Everything had like labels on it. We had like clear expectations, systems, stuff on the wall, colorful pads. Did you have the alphabet guys? Oh, did you have the alphabet guys?
Like they were letters?
They were letters, but they were also balloons. They blew up, little blow up guys. Oh, man.
Alphabet balloons?
There was little blow up alphabet guys that we had in kindergarten that were amazing. Let me do a quick Google checkup, Bug. Well, let me see if I can find this.
Sid says the end prize is getting pizza bombed. Pizza party, but like it's paintball.
I love that. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Imagine if you could make paintballs out of food and then put them in a paintball gun, and you could have like a food fight, but paintball speed. You just like put like stuffed pizza in the top of your gun, and it's like like a pencil
Sounds like a
sharpener.
code name Kid Next Door plot point.
Yeah, that absolutely does. And then it makes a bunch of little pizza balls and.
Hey. No way have I ever seen whatever the fuck that is.
This isn't right. This isn't it. I'm trying to find this frantically, and hopefully I'll be able to share it.
Mason's looking up some creepy letter boys.
They weren't creepy. They each had like a character, and I don't remember a single one to pull you an example, but they were all these like bright colored letter characters, and there was little songs that were played off of a record for us, like a vinyl record that were like, Mr. A, he's the guy of the day. He has apples and astronauts and. Yeah.
That sounds very Schoolhouse Rock. Jordan in the chat has said, yes, we had an alphabet parade and we had to dress up like the alphabet people. Memory unlocked.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So Jordan says that here. I found the pictures of them.
Oh, I've never seen these before. They are much cuter.
Yeah, I have actually. Oh my fucking Lord, though. Is it a tiny photograph?
Well, what do you want? They were on a record.
I'm going to go ahead and just pull it up on the chat. I'll find a link to throw in the description, too, if you're watching this later. But they were these guys, these like blow-up letter people. The cooler ones followed the shape of their letter a little closer than the others. But the vinyl record with the song was really the thing that I think about a lot.
I think these are the platonic successors to like the really creepy thing you were looking at, though, because the same teeth thing is happening.
Yeah, they do have the same sort of big teeth. Colin says, what the fuck are these things, dude? Those are haunting.
Colin, you have no idea. You didn't see what I saw before.
Yeah, there was a different letter.
Pull up that nightmare one.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get that nightmare picture. There's just the one. It's just the one guy. And this is definitely a little bit creepier, but it's still very colorful, very 70s, I feel like.
It is very 70s.
Well, 1968, Mr. T and his tall teeth. You got to understand, Bug. That's for learning words.
T is for teeth.
T is for tall teeth. Each letter of the alphabet had a distinct characteristic to help children learn not only the letter, but the sound the letter represents. For example, Mr. M has a munching mouth, Mr. N has a noisy nose, and Mr. T has tall teeth.
So that's really what they went with.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is really what they went with.
Making teeth longer is usually not a good idea for how comfortable I'm going to be with your character.
So this is interesting. I've scrolled down the Wikipedia page about these controversies I didn't even know about, and I don't know the context for this fully. But I'm just going to read this paragraph for you. While some educators and students defended the program, including first graders who wrote letters pleading to keep their letter people, critics like educator Thelma Taub argued that reading can be fun without the stereotypes, in that a lot of these things were blatantly sexist, citing examples like a poem where a consonant declares, "A girl's no good for work or play." In response to the criticism, publisher Ruth Lerner agreed to modify some content, such as reducing the number of crying female vowels, but maintained that the gendered structure was essential to the program. Additionally,
turf icon.
Yeah, good Lord.
Jesus Christ.
Additionally, some vowel characters who received particularly pointed criticism, including Miss I, original Itchy Itch, and Miss O, originally Obstinate, were later revised to become the Incredible Inventor and Optimistic Optimist after a television series run. So there's a lot of problematic history wrapped up in these things.
Dude, first of all, Crying Lady Vowels is a girl group I am starting. If anyone's interested. Second of all, was it Crying Lady or Crying Female?
Just like the reducing the number of crying female vowels.
Crying female vowels is such a dog whistle. I love the way it sounds.
Crying female vowels. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Joe in the chat says lady letters are so emotional.
It's so true.
So this is crazy. I'm sure
letters need to have gender. There's only two genders. They're all letters.
And there's Miss Itchy Itch and Obstinate. Well, of course they were problematic. I don't know what I was expecting looking back on this.
Oh my God.
N Squared Beats, good morning. N Squared says, whoa, hello, bum goss. Colin says, I saw Crying Female Vowels play the Horseshoe Club last week. Mosh pit was crazy.
Dude, the screaming that we will have to learn how to do for this band. Emily's down. We're gonna make this happen. This is so great.
Okay, vowels were depicted as female, consonants were male.
Fascinating choice.
Yeah, and that's the thing that this person said that they needed to that was very important. Kids won't learn their letters if they think that if they think vowels have, like, maybe if a vowel's got a penis, then they're gonna fucking not be able to read.
So why is the non-binary one? Atticus said in the chat. That's true. Yeah. Here's the thing that really sucks. I kind of get it. Vowels being girls. I kind of get.
What do you mean?
Because, like, it does work for me that, like, obviously the most useful letters are women.
The one where there have to be at least one in every word?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
God, DEI, get these women out of my words.
Emily says E is very girl-coded.
E is very girl-coded.
Sid says male-dominated letter society. Thanks, I hate it.
This alphabet, the patriarchy of the alphabet is something that I don't know why I wasn't prepared for.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So I didn't remember any of that, obviously, because that's how it slips by you. It's systemic and subtle. As a kid, I just remembered the very cool little letter people. We got to hear a new song each week. Let me go ahead and, while we're on the subject, I bet I can get an example of what the songs was.
This is going to be like listening to old school Gwen Stefani and being like, yeah, she was telling us the whole time. She said females like 16 times in this song and is super racist against Asian people.
You know, I didn't really know that. As someone who missed a lot of Gwen Stefani, here we go. Oh yeah, I found the songs of the letter people. I did not know the full extent of Gwen Stefani's problematicism.
This looks problematic.
Yeah, no, actually it does. The more and more I find things related to these letter people. Go ahead, give me a letter from the alphabet, Bug. No wrong answers.
Let's do non-binary Y.
Non-binary Y? Okay.
Yeah.
Y is yawning. Mr. Y, here we go. Get ready.
Oh! Fascinating. I thought all vowels were women.
Sometimes Y. Just a lot of yawning so far.
Oh, why do I yawn all day? Oh, why do I feel this way?
This kind of fucks.
Why is my mouth always open so?
We need like
Why am I
a
yawning,
remix.
always yawning?
Why,
I don't know.
yeah.
Why am I yawning when I laugh and when I cry? Because I'm yawning.
Do you relate to
yawning.
this?
I'm Mr. Y. Oh, why am I always yawning?
So that's that. That is that. That was what it was. Colin says this guy's barely on beat.
Yeah.
He's riding it though. There's a little bit of there's some vibe to it.
I mean, I will say Mr. Y is very non-binary coded. I would say he's probably one of my more favorite letters I've seen.
There are 5 top comments on this YouTube video. The top one is, when I was 5 years old, I was so obsessed with these people, and my aunt, who was a school teacher, gave me a record with all of these songs. That's
Good for
very
you.
cool. Scrolling down, there's a person who's taking issue with this one. They said, this picture shows Mr. Y with his head on his feet with no body. I don't know.
Okay.
That's just,
As opposed to what? Is that not how he normally looks?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, this is what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
I guess those are feet on his head, but I'm pretty sure that's what he looked like. And in the replies to that, the one below it says, not only that, but he has no arms and only one hand that seems to be growing out of his left foot. And they say Mr. X is the one who's all mixed up.
Oh my
It's
God.
just weirdly, but there's like when people are debating like a piece of media, I don't know. Like,
Should we get into this shitstorm? Because did anyone else notice that Mr. Y is kind of repping trans pride? Let's go.
oh yeah, I guess there's kind of a pink and blue, there is white. There's a little bit of it.
The hat fucks.
The hat does fuck. This is unbelievable. So anyway, haven't thought about that in a very long
The
time.
letter stuff goes deep and nobody knew.
Nobody knew. The letter people.
I have been to think every day about the gendered letters are very important to me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Of course, though. Of course.
Yeah. How will you learn if not boys and girls and specifically that?
Yeah.
A woman couldn't be a consonant.
I don't know what it was about the way you said that, but it really got me. It really tickled me. Let's go ahead and turn our faces once more in the direction of the telephone. 848-667-7284. 848 Mossbug. We got a voicemail sitting in here from none other than the inimitable Jordan Reed.
Bug, Moss, how are you? It's Jordan Reed. Thank you for taking my call about anesthesia, or listening to my voicemail about anesthesia. I think it's very funny. What was I going to say? Oh, so I left that voicemail when I was in a van driving back to D.C. from Florida.
Yes.
I've had to make that drive twice in the past little bit for work. And you know what I've realized? Everyone always, whenever you tell someone you're making a drive, they're always like, oh, how long is it? And then you tell them, and typically if it's over 4 hours, everyone's like, oh, holy shit, I can't believe it. How are you going to do it? People lose their minds when you tell them a drive is a long time. Now, granted, the drive from D.C. to Florida, well, South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, more like Fart Lauderdale.
Hell yeah.
Thanks. I feel like Brooke liked that one.
Yeah.
It's a long drive. I think it's 15 hours. But
Yeah,
really,
that is
if
long.
you leave in the morning, you get there at night, it's fine. I don't see the problem with driving.
Would agree.
You're sitting down. You're just sitting down. You can stop at a gas station. If you're driving where there are Buc-ee's, you can stop at a Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
It's just nice. It's not that bad. You're just sitting around. But everyone always makes it seem, not everybody, a lot of people make it seem when you tell them you have a long drive, they're like, oh, I'd rather stick a sword in my butt.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, I'd rather open my butt and let killer bees fly in my butthole. Why do people get so upset when they have to drive?
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I don't mind a drive.
I love a drive.
Am I alone here?
No, you're here in a safe space.
You're in the right place to be asking this question, Jordan. You're talking to two fucking dorks that love a car.
Yeah, I mean, we just got back from a pretty mid drive. And also, speaking of mid, Coyote Astronaut's totally right. These people are not from the Midwest. It's really weird because people are going to get really mad at me for this.
Ooh,
but
time for Bug to get controversial.
Again, we've already talked about the gender of letters.
Yeah.
So, Kentucky.
It's a state.
Yeah, it's where we live. Not to dox ourselves. It is both the South and the Midwest. Kentucky is the gateway to the Midwest. And the way I can prove it is that I didn't start driving until I was, again, almost 30. And I'm still like, I have been on so many road trips. Before I drove, I was a professional passenger. I was like, I will be sitting in the front seat because otherwise I will throw up. So let me just go ahead and make myself useful. You want chicken nuggets? You'll have them. I'll sauce them just like you like. I'll feed them to you. Eyes on the road. Don't worry about a thing. I have everything you need. This is also what I expect from my passengers. It's what needs to be done. You're in that front seat. You got a job to do. I would rather drive 100% of the time.
100% of the time.
If our lives were arranged in a way where we could take the time to drive, we would always choose to drive.
Yeah, I would pretty much always drive. We love a road trip.
It is so annoying to fly. And I'm not worried about flying. I'm not anxious about flying. I like flying fine, but I have to be somewhere on time. They don't have to be on time. And that's annoying. And then if they're not on time, that can affect the next guy's time and that'll affect me somehow.
I love flying.
It's fine.
I love the experience of it. I love the liminality of airports. I like being in an airport.
I like airports more than anything else because I like being on airport time.
I like being in a plane because it's fun to be in a tube.
Yeah, but when you're driving, you don't really got to worry about the way you pack your stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you doing well?
I made myself laugh because I just casually insinuated that the thing about planes I like is just being inside of a tube, and I don't know. I thought that was funny. But
I mean, you love tubes.
What was funny was about how it just went by really fast. And now that we're like sitting here and looking at it, it's like dog poop on the street. Like you might walk by it and be like, huh. But if you stand there and stare at it, it becomes less cool. And we're doing that with my
I think
joke.
it's really cool.
Anyway, we got married on a big road trip.
We did.
We drove cross country for other weddings, and I guess we just caught the bug.
And I can tell you exactly why we took a road trip, because here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not a rich businessman that never sees his kids. We had a wedding in Southern California that we needed to go to, and then we had a wedding in Colorado that we needed to go to. These weddings were 1 week apart.
Yep. What are you going to do? Fly?
So like, that's crazy. What am I going to do? Take a plane there, go to a wedding, take a plane back to my house. Then, like I'm Taylor Swift and trying to make a hole in the ozone layer, I'm going to take another plane, go to college. Like that's insane. So we just drove.
So we drove, spent the time in the car, and between California and Colorado, I very much nearly threw up on both of those words. Between California and Colorado, famously is Nevada. And in Nevada, there is a place called Las Vegas. And in Las Vegas, there's a pervasive, heavy cloud of sadness and grim.
Yeah, it's a depressing place to be.
Yeah, it was weird, man. Maybe it was like cool a couple decades ago, but the vibe is off.
I mean,
now.
maybe it's cool if you're on the upswing of the teeter-totter of wealth inequality and you don't care about other people. But if you do care about other people and or you're poor, it's just kind of a bummer,
of a bummer, dude. We ate in a Subway in the bottom of like a casino.
Yeah.
And that was all right. The Subway was okay. But But anyway, beside that, after that, the cool part of Vegas was you and I got married in like a little chapel on the side by this like one lady.
Yeah.
And our witness for our wedding was there's a dispensary across the street from the chapel we got married in. And she was like, do you have a witness? And we were like, no, it's just us. And she's like, oh, well, there's usually someone like hanging out outside the dispensary.
Yeah.
So she throws open the door and pulls in Anthony Petey, my homie. Anthony, I hope you're watching this show ever.
We love to hear from you.
Yeah. She pulls inside the happiest, most stoned guy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Who ends up witnessing our wedding, Anthony Petey. She just like leans out there. She's like, hey, you want to be part of a wedding real quick?
He's like, oh.
He was like, yeah. Yeah, man. It was so great. But anyway, Jordan, I don't understand when people get all stinky about driving.
Do you know what I think it is too? Here's the thing I've noticed about this, to button this up. Yeah, the Midwest, yeah, whatever. But like people, when you say, they're like, how long's your drive? Whatever. We just experienced this because it's a 6-hour drive for us to and from Chicago. And someone's like, oh, you drove in? And then I feel like usually you'll be like, yeah, what about you? And they're like, oh yeah, just got off 20 hours. And you're like, okay, so you also drove in. It took you way longer. You drove in from like LA and you're just like pantomiming this being a big deal.
Yeah, well, we do that with a bunch of shit in society. Generally, there's like a bunch of things that we like have to colloquially only be mad about when we talk about them. And one of them is driving somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, and it's traffic, right? Like, and I get it. I will. We all just like had to do our decompression from being in Chicago traffic. Like all of us who drove were like, this is what I fucking saw. I'd be like, you wouldn't believe what I went through getting here.
There's traffic in Chicago. It
is pretty crazy.
But the thing that there are other things like this. I'm trying to get one to the top of my brain and I cannot surface it. But there are several things, because I've noticed this before, that societally we only bitch about. Like it's like you have to complain about it even if you like it. There are things like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times travel, like most travel things, it's like, oh, how'd you get here? Oh, man. Oh, brutal. What a long drive. Oh,
we love talking about how the travel is.
It's like it's the societal equivalent of the sounds your dad makes when he stands up from a chair.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Like that's
it's like grunt speak. What is our like? Call us and tell us, what do you think is a societal grunt speak? What is part of this phenomenon?
What is something? Yeah. Where else do you experience this? Because I know you do. 848 Mossbug. Hey, guess what?
What?
Hey, chat. The fuck you saying?
A lot of opinions when you bring up driving, so I wanted to scroll up a little bit and talk about what happened in chat during that. So my neighbor Michael said, I'd definitely rather get sorted in the butt than make a 16-hour drive. So Michael is in the small committee of non-commuting loving people.
Yeah.
Small contingent, not committee. We don't have a committee about this.
Not yet.
Colin says, love driving from NOLA, where I went to college, to Maryland. NOLA, I learned recently, is North Louisiana. Wait, New Orleans, Louisiana area? Shit, I knew this the other day. NOLA, New Orleans. Let's advance. What the fuck is the LA in NOLA? Do you know, Bug?
Louisiana.
Okay, New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay, whatever. Colin says, in 2 weeks, I'm driving from Texas to Maryland. That's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Emily says, it depends where you got to drive. I got to drive to West Virginia today, and it's a 3.5-hour drive. There's no Buc-ee's or cool places to stop at. Also, I'm driving by myself.
Yeah.
Oh, where in West Virginia? Just come on through to Kentucky.
Yeah,
come on down, get barbecue with us. It's not too much farther. West Virginia is pretty beautiful, though.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Some of those curving mountain roads up in that area make me very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Not at night necessarily, but during the daytime. Colin asked if there's a Sheetz. I think there's a Sheetz.
Yeah.
And when we talked about flying and other forms of transportation, N Squared says counterpoint, penny farthing. As a mode of transport.
Hey, counterpoint that can make us all happy. Trains. Can we please have more trains?
Wouldn't it be great if we could just jump on a train? Atticus says, if I could do my flight just in the airport, I'd like it much better. Like just lift the whole airport up like a spaceship and let me chill there. And Sid, the Kingmaker, said, that's just a cruise.
It is. That is definitely a cruise.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Never been on a cruise? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like a spaceship floating around in the water, everything in there. County Astronaut expected to hear that we got married in a tube.
God, I wish.
And yeah, man, I think that's it. Oh, and Sid the Kingmaker says, the collective time of flying typically takes longer than driving anyway. I say this as someone who loves to fly too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's all about what works for you. What's your preference? I got to say the biggest thing, I don't have renting a car money. And usually you kind of need one wherever you are because we live in America.
Wish you didn't.
Yeah, but you just kind of usually do.
Yeah, I would love more train. Everyone in chat seems to agree we'd love more
Huge
train.
fan of train.
If you're listening and you have the power to make there be more train, 848 Mossbug. Call us. Let us know how you can make it more train.
We would love to hear about it.
Would love to hear about that. Also, Sid just said train forever, which I'm interpreting to mean that Sid is just a big fan of the band Train. Sid's just out here bumping Save Me San Francisco 24/7.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, spinning that My Private Nation, getting down. True all-American girl.
I didn't know that Mason liked Train that much until we were already like pretty deep in it.
So yeah, this is my sin that I must confess. I like Train.
Yeah, he does.
I like Train. I like Train a lot. Oh my God, and called shot. Sid said, ellipses, I went on a Train festival cruise. No freaking way. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Next time you go, ask Mason to come with you.
Yeah.
You don't have to go. I assume you went alone, but if you need a buddy.
Talk about transportations, Pro-Keds moped, take a limousine instead. It ain't cheap, but they're easy to find. Get on the highway, point yourself my way, take a roller coaster that comes in sideways. Just get to me. That's a song by Train.
I was about to ask because I didn't know what was going on.
Go on, hitch a ride on the back of a butterfly. You know that song. No better way to fly to get to me. It's one of those.
I like the butterfly part.
Fucking it's great. It's awesome. I loved it. Yeah, Sid said I was in college. It was fine. I was in high school. It was fine. They have good songs. Here's the thing. Train prior to Soul Sister, a lot of good tracks.
Yeah, they do.
First album, some really super weird stuff. Some good stuff. Really liked it. After Soul Sister, really, really mixed bag.
Yeah.
Save Me San Francisco's got some good tracks. Kind of fell off after that. Did you know that Train covered an entire album of Led Zeppelin?
Yeah.
And did a good job.
Yeah. Good for them. They're just doing their thing.
It's fucking wild. Pat Monahan, the singer of Train, has the voice to do that, which is pretty fucking weird. He did a good. I wouldn't listen to it over Led Zeppelin, but I was like, "What do you mean Train does Led Zeppelin?"
Are you? I don't think you should keep going unless you want to be the Train guy.
What do you mean?
Like, I think you like Train, but you're sounding like someone who like Train is your favorite band. Like,
I know a lot about the bands I like because I tend to like obsessively research them. You see, what you're saying is that if I don't shut up, I'm teetering on the precipice of being the Train guy.
You're going to be like, people are going to talk about you. You're going to go viral.
It's like the classic joke. Like, do they, I built that building. Do they call me Mason the Builder? I dug that trench. Do they call me Mason the Trench Digger? No, one time with a sheep. That classic joke.
Yeah.
So before I become the Train guy, maybe we should move on. Emily says, hey, you should hang out with Alex and talk about your favorite bands. I would love to do that. You say where and when. Fly to me.
Yeah. Fly here. Take a train.
Yeah. Sid says, I went on the cruise and you are the Train guy. That sucks.
That's what just happened. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't get a title. Y'all get titles as the listeners. I'm Moss. We got my neighbor Michael, Sid the Kingmaker, Colin M. Pod Boss. Michael says, I wouldn't peg Mason as a Train guy. I always figured he was a Mountain Goats guy. I don't know enough about the Mountain Goats, honestly. What I have heard, I do think I would like them.
Yeah, you like the Decemberists a lot, and I think that's sort of where Michael's getting that, and I think that's right.
There's something, yes, I do like the Decemberists a lot, but I like them with an asterisk in that I don't like them in the way that most people who know me would probably assume the things about them that I like. Mm-hmm. I don't like those things.
I think that would be true about the Mountain Goats too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I can't name a single Mountain Goats song.
That one about I'll, drag you down with me and we'll both die.
Okay.
I like that one.
Hell yeah. A lot of Mountain Goats fans in our chat. Atticus says, love Mountain Goats. Kat Ashnot says, me, literally wearing a Mountain Goat shirt right now and ready to assist. And Alex, French Alexander says, my special interest, I just spit all over my own face. Alex says, my special interest is how bands intersect. Like there's a Baltimore band that ties a microtonal math rock band to Taylor Swift.
That's awesome.
I like that too. And Atticus says, Bug, that's No Children by
That's
Mountain
the
Goats.
one.
And my neighbor Michael calls it sad bastard shit.
Yeah, it is sad bastard shit.
Well, glad you've squandered a perfectly good hour listening to us. It is 7:55 in the morning, 7:54 really. In 14 seconds, it'll be 7:55. You're tuning into the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show. It's Monday, the start of another week. We're going to have a lot of great shows for you this week.
We are.
A lot of very cool, fun stuff. I'm going to be doing some work on some things. We're going to be bringing more excitement and a little more pizzazz and a little more zip and a little zap and zop. But
We
like
will
that.
not be playing Zip Zap Zop.
I was waiting. I was like, Bug is extremely sensitive about Zip Zap Zop. I know this will.
I have a lot of trauma around Zip Zap Zop.
Yeah, I think we all. I think we all have some trauma around Zip Zap Zop. Thank you to our community partners. That's where I was like, I was heading somewhere and I don't remember where. I was having too much fun. Thank you to our community partners. Our Colinity partner is one of those. Twitch.tv/Colin M. Parker. Watch Colin play some G-Aims. That's what I call games.
Cool.
I think that we're doing something tonight. Isn't that right, Colin? We're kind of in between games right now. We're applying for games on LinkedIn. We're reaching out to the recruiters.
Colin has also said, Moss and I play today, right?
Right.
So
yeah,
maybe.
Typically, Bones Boys, 5 p.m. on Monday, twitch.tv/Colin and Parker. Come and watch and hang out with us. Also, thank you to Atticus, another one of our community partners. Check out Transcend Cabaret at Transcend Cabaret on Instagram. And also AJ, our notary public and ordained minister, ageometric and a-religious, yet strangely biblically accurate. You can get AJ at sermons_such at yahoo.com. That's those things.
Yeah.
That's our community partners, abbreviated.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. I think you did a great job.
Thanks, Bug.
So to tease some things coming up this week, we did not get to Chloe's voicemail.
No, we have a voicemail hanging out in the inbox from Chloe. We also are going to be beginning the Portal and America's Next Top Model, America's Next Top Portal series. More info on that soon, likely Thursdays in the afternoons, 4 to 6.
Yep.
And that is what we're planning on doing, but I'll surely let you know more tomorrow. We'll tell you.
Yeah.
What the scoop is. We just got back, so we're getting situated and getting our feet back into the shoes that we keep under the desk that connect us to our network.
Oh, heck yeah.
Can you imagine? It's like the Matrix, but instead of like jacking in the back of their head, they're like, all right, jack in. They get in, like sit at the desk. They have to tuck their feet into like a little bucket, like one of those foot massagers.
My immediate thought was that like the best upgrade is you used to have to tie yourself into the shoes and like really like click in, but then you get a contactless charging pad. You can just set your feet on it.
Yeah, you sit your shoes down.
Yeah.
Imagine if instead of cell phones, we had shoes that connected you to the internet, and they instead of like seeing or tapping or reading anything, it was all communicated through vibrations against each of your toes.
There was just definitely a moment in the 90s when we tried that.
Foot phone?
I'm positive that there was an electronic, sort of like Nike Air situation.
I realized I'm thinking about this. I would hate everything about this, but I sit at my desk so often, and I have so many peripherals. Like I love my peripherals. I've got my tour box on my left side. I've got my big stupid mouse. I have the switcher. I have so many things around me that I've come to the point where I'm like, my feet have nothing to do. And I've looked online at USB foot pedals that you can plug into your computer, and then like have pedals under your desk to push different buttons.
Yeah, you would love that.
Yeah, we're slowly, if I'm allowed, if I'm left to my own devices, I'm gonna end up with like a mech cockpit of like stuff around me to jack in the network. I can't wait for it.
I see Matt Bliss popped into the YouTube chat, but Dance Dance Revolution owned the IP. I don't know of what.
I don't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There seems to be a chat stub there. I don't know what Matt was talking about. Cowdy Astronaut says playing games with a foot massager might fox me. Oh, fix me. That is a bizarre thing. Emily says, don't give Alex any ideas. He wants to turn our drum set into a game controller.
Now you've given Mason ideas.
Oh, you totally can do that. It's all MIDI. Man,
Yeah.
You can make MIDI do whatever you want. Do it, Alex. Do it. I think it's a great idea. Sorry, Emily. Sorry, I'm on Alex's side on this one. 100%. That sounds fucking rad. Oh, Bug. I'm going to have such breakfast after this.
I'm pretty excited for such breakfast.
I'm going to have such breakfast.
We don't have any eggs.
We've got some eggs.
Oh, we have gross eggs, yeah.
I might have much bagel.
Yeah.
We got bagel,
We don't
right?
have bagel.
Who's bagel? There's got to be one.
No.
That can't
We
be.
got to make bagel. We got to get the starter out and feed it. It's going to be days.
I leave for a fucking weekend, come home and no bagel.
No bagels.
God damn. How's a guy supposed to survive?
How's a guy supposed to survive?
Well, it's happened. It's officially 7:59. Throw your episode title ideas in the chat. We'll start to mosey on out of here, but thank you, as always, for spending your morning with us. It's great hanging out with y'all. And yeah.
I love you, Moss.
I'm getting rambling. I need food. I love you, Bug.
This is Bug and Moss.